All right, I see our participant count going up, so I will get started. Welcome, everyone, to the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Chelsea, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to the presenters at any time. This is one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Carolinas. And without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, and that is Full Sail University.
Hello, everyone. I'm Casey. I'm from Full Sail University. Can everybody hear me okay? So let me just share my screen here. For those who do not know about Full Sail University, I'm a previous student, and of course, I'm an employee here. So we are located in Winter Park, Florida, which is a suburb of Orlando. So we specialize in areas like entertainment, media, art, and technology. So I do have a short video to kind of catch you guys up to some of our areas of study here and some of the movies or TV shows or entertainment projects that you guys might have seen that some of our grads have worked on. Okay, as you guys see in there, some of the projects that we have worked on, besides those projects, we have 85 grads credited on 31 Oscar-nominated projects across 20 categories, 59 in the Grammys, 157 in the Game Awards. And I kind of contributed to the fact that we are a little different from other schools. So we do have a start date each month. So every Monday of each month will be a start date. So you do not have to wait for fall or spring. And you also graduate half the time. So a bachelor's degree usually takes about 4 years. Here would be about 2 years. And like I said before, we do have that start date, so your classes are a little bit smaller. So there will be new people coming in each month. And we also have career support. So we have career development that works with you for the rest of your life. So you can be able to go over your resume or any of your portfolios or your career that you might be working on during our portfolio classes. So every 45 months, we also have portfolio classes. So you'll be able to create things to show for freelancers or once you graduate to have a part of your portfolio. And if anything changes, since we work with technology fields also, you'll be able to go back and retake any of the classes that you previously took for free once you graduate. So these are areas of study. If you guys can tell, they're all kind of integrated with each other to where we can collab during those portfolio projects. And a lot of these aspects could be used for different technology fields. So with technology, we also have simulation and visualization, which could be used for anything when it comes to video games, but also like NASA simulations or doctor simulations. So we also have a esports team. We have Archers here, which is the largest esports arena on a college campus in the United States. And then we have several scholarship opportunities, as you can see on fullsailuniversity.edu. So this is what our campus looks like. We have behind the scenes tours. The next one is April 10th, but you can also have virtual or in person. And then we have fullsaillabs.com. So this is for anyone who wants to join any of our summer camps. If you guys are interested in anything like that, you would be able to sign up for fullsaillabs.com. We also have workshops. So you could try out some of the industry programs that have something to do with any of the degree programs that you might have a passion for. And this is a link here for anyone who would like any information regarding any of those summer camps or any information regarding the specifics. So with some of the requirements, while this is up here, you would need a bachelor's. You can get a bachelor's in 20 months if you're on campus. If you do it online, it's 29. You would need a GED or high school diploma and no prior offenses, so don't like rob a bank or anything. And your SAT scores, I would recommend taking those SATs and ACTs. They're not recommended, but I would recommend just in case they are, you need them for scholarship opportunities, but they're not necessary for the application process. So also on our website here, fullsail.edu, you'll be able to click on the different degree programs that you might be interested in and see month by month the month program that you'll be able to learn. So for example, you'll be able to see on about month 20 on certain degree programs, which portfolio class you'll be able to take. So you'll know exactly the aspects that you can apply for different degree programs towards different careers. Go to the campus. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. All right. Next up, we have DePaul University.
Hi, can everyone hear me all right? Beautiful. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. All right, I think we're all good to go. Well, my name is Jocelyn. I am one of the admission counselors here at DePaul University. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about us. DePaul University is actually located in Chicago, Illinois, and we are home to nearly 22,000 students who actually represent 49 states across the US and 136 countries. With so many students, we have a lot going on our campus, and we are the largest Catholic university of the nation, which I always like to point out, but I always do like to emphasize that we do not push any type of Catholicism on any student, as we do represent over 30 religions on our campus. We also do have over 350 student clubs on our campuses too. Anything from like gaming, fashion, acapella, Dungeons and Dragons. We have student organizations that are both miscellaneous, but also major related. So students still get that contact with their professors outside of their classroom too. Like I said, we do have cultural and spiritual student organizations, and we actually do have 29 fraternities and sororities on our campus as well. We are a Division I school. We are part of the Big East Conference. We don't have football, which is a question I do get a lot, but we do have 15 Division I sports. And a fun fact is that all of our students do get free tickets to all of our home games too. If you are not a Division I player, just simply don't want to play Division I, then you can definitely join any of our 30+ club sports that we do have. Or if you're someone who enjoys sports a little bit more for fun, we definitely do encourage you to try our intramural sports for fun prizes and everything like that. Here at DePaul, we love doing annual traditions. As you can read on the screen, we do anything from like Welcome Week, Blue Demon Fest, Conception Service Day, and Fest Spring Concert. So students, when they first arrive to our campus, will go ahead and experience Welcome Week. which is a really nice convocation to just initiate the start of their college experience. But go ahead and, be a part of different traditions throughout the year. But the tradition I love to talk about the most is going to be our Fest Spring Concert, as I like to call a little mini Lollapalooza, where we go ahead and hire recording artists of our students' choice, and they go ahead and put on like a little concert for our students at the end of the year. And we have food trucks, we have lawn games, we have a midnight DJ, whatever it is, to just help our students unwind at the end of the academic year. And we definitely do have enough student support services, from financial aid, studying, study abroad, all that kind of stuff too. Here at DePaul, we're actually going to have two different campuses. We have our Lincoln Park campus, which is our main college campus. It's going to be the more traditional college campus with that beautiful quad, library, residence halls. And then we're going to have a second campus in the Loop in downtown Chicago. To give you guys a point of reference, it's about 2 or 3 blocks away from Millennium Park, where the famous Athena is as well. I always do like to emphasize that these are dual campuses. So that means that, we don't have students apply to one campus or the other. Both campuses do provide housing, dining, a library, student services, clubs, and gen eds. Really, the differences between our campuses are going to be, well, one, their location. As you guys can see, Lincoln Park is a little bit more up north Chicago, as opposed to the Loop, it's in downtown Chicago. To the style, like I said, Lincoln Park is a little bit more of the traditional college campus. The Loop is in downtown Chicago, so part of the hustle and bustle of the city. And 3, which majors are actually offered at each college. As you guys can see here on your screen, we have over 300 academic programs. They're divided up into 10 schools and colleges. 5 of those schools and colleges are going to be up in Lincoln Park. The other 5 are going to be downtown Chicago in the Loop campus. But again, we don't ever require our students to live on campus. I think that's really important to say. We have about 71 to 75% of incoming freshmen tend to live on campus their first year. They'll be there technically like the second year. And then by then they have their group of friends. Well, they'll go ahead and rent off of campus as well. But 2, we don't require our students to live on the campus where their college is located. So we have a lot of students who have class in the Loop, live up in Lincoln Park because it's more traditional, more students are there. They'll take like any gen eds and electives down there, and then they'll head down to the Loop to take those major related classes, or vice versa. What we like to provide for our students is called the Venture U Pass, which gives them unlimited access to both public transportation in Chicago. So both the CTA train, which go above the cars, you guys have probably seen them, and then the CTA buses. So they have free unlimited access to both of those throughout the academic year. And if they take the train, it's about like a 10-minute train ride. So something really fun and exciting. I think our students really like to have that flexibility. Like I said, we have over 300 academic programs. Over 130 of those are going to be major related. And although we have a good amount of students, we are really proud to say that we have a small classroom size. We have an average classroom size of about 22. Average student faculty ratio is about 16:1. So all of our classes are capped at 40. I think that's really important. We provide students enough flexibility and a really intimate classroom space for them to really connect with their professor, whether it's inside the classroom or outside of the classroom, because our professors are also required to have office hours outside of the classroom too. And a lot of them are like those sponsors for those like major related clubs too. So students really get to pick at their knowledge at all settings here at DePaul. Over 97% of our professors of our classes are taught by professors. And we do have multiple university honors programming here at the college, as well as combined degree programs. Not a lot of people know that, but I think it's really fun thing to always include there. No, I'm running out of time, but just want to emphasize a couple of things. We're really proud to say that we have an award-winning academic career services program. It's because of them that every single one of our graduating classes does have a 90% employment rate right after graduation. So definitely provide enough opportunities for students to really jumpstart their career. And for any of my rising seniors that may be in the room, we do provide academic scholarships for all of our students who are admitted. And just so you guys know, your application for you guys will open up August 1st of this year. And we do have 2 application deadlines, November 15th and December 15th. But if you have any questions, I'll go ahead and provide my email in the chat. So go ahead and ask away. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, next up, we have Mount St. Mary's University.
All right, hello everybody. Just give me one moment to bring up my screen here. But my name is Casey Smile. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at Mount St. Mary's University. I work with students from DC, North Carolina, and Virginia. I'm also a Mount graduate myself. I loved Mount St. Mary's so much that I couldn't leave, and I'm excited to be here today to share some of the awesome things that I love about the university. But we were founded in 1808 by a man named Father John Dubois. He was a priest. He fled the French Revolution in the early 1800s, actually made his way over to Virginia first, then came up to Emmitsburg, Maryland, where he founded our grotto, which eventually turned into a seminary, which turned into a college, which is now the university that it is today. So we're about an hour outside of Washington, D.C., north of Washington, D.C., in a town called Emmitsburg, Maryland. It's just below the PA border. If you know where Gettysburg is, we're about 15 minutes south of there, and we are in Maryland. But we're a Catholic university, so we have over 214 years of Catholic tradition. Now, while we are Catholic, students always ask, do I have to go to Mass? Do I have to be Catholic to come to the Mount? The answer to that is no. We welcome students of all religious backgrounds. Around 50% of our student body does identify as Catholic. However, you are at no point ever required to attend Mass. However, if you would like to continue practicing your faith in college, we have 7 chapels on campus. The picture on the screen is actually our main chapel. And then we also have multiple religious and sacred spaces on campus to accommodate all students. But what do we look like today? So we have just over 2,000 students in our undergraduate population. Now, while we are small, we represent people from 47 states and 38 countries. So we are all over the map, which is awesome. We do a lot of international recruiting for our athletes. And we have around a 50 to 50 male to female ratio. And then also set that number down at the bottom. So 77% of our students live on campus all 4 years. We are not a commuter school. Once our students are on campus, they stay on campus for the semester because we are a very lively, hyperactive community. So what is there to get involved in? Well, academically, we have over 70 majors and minors that students can choose from. I like to talk a little bit about what your class schedule might look like, what you can expect over the next 4 years. We like to say it's broken down into 3 different parts. About a third is dedicated to core curriculum. You can think of the core curriculum as those general education classes. So like your math class, history class, science class. The reason why we have students participate in the core is because in 3.5, 4 years, we want you to be able to gain more skills than just what you're learning in your major. You know, our bio majors might not get the strongest public speaking skills from being in a biology lab for 4 years. So they're going to get those good public speaking skills, reading, writing, comprehensive skills in the core curriculum. Now, about a third of your class schedule is dedicated to your major or minor, and then about a third is dedicated to some flex room. So here at the Mount, we don't expect you to come into the university knowing what you want to do for the rest of your life. That can be kind of intimidating. So we allow our students up to 2 years aside on a major. You can declare as early as your second semester, or you can wait up to 2 years. You will have an academic advisor who's going to guide you through your college process, help you pick classes each semester, help you find, be a good reference, help you find those internships. Internships are a huge part of what we do here at the Mount. Around 76% of our students will complete at least one internship, if not multiple internships during their time here. So we are ranked #1 in Maryland for employment after college. We attribute a lot of that success, our post-grad success, to our students. You know, the small class size, being able to build a relationship with their professors, get those good references, and complete those internships. Now, around 70% of your time, it's actually going to be spent outside the classroom when you come to college. So what are you doing when you're not in the class? Now, we have over 70 clubs and organizations that keep our students engaged. Everything that you're seeing up here on the screen, they're all student-led. So we're looking for students like you to come to the Mount, bring your passions, bring your interests, and create your own club or organization, or join a club or organization. This is a great opportunity for leadership experience. So a little over 40% of our students will hold a leadership position at some point on campus. It's a great talking point, a great reference when you go to start your job search. So we encourage our students to get involved. We're also a Division I school, so we have over we have 24 NCAA Division I athletics teams. Around a third of our student body does compete at the Division I level. We compete in the Northeast Conference, and we're very competitive. So even though we're small, we love to support our Mounties on the field, the court, in the pool, whatever that might look like. The big incentive to actually go to the games is with free Chick-fil-A, so I hope you're hungry. But we also have club sports and intramural sports for students who don't want to wake up at, super early in the morning for lifts. Now, seniors, our application is open. We encourage you come up for a tour, apply. It is free. But juniors, I'm going to focus on you for a second. We are going to require a few different things. We're going to need, first of all, you to apply. We are on Common App. We're going to need your transcript, and we're going to need at least one letter of recommendation from a guidance counselor or a teacher. You'll see that we do have an average GPA of a 3.5. That's just an average. We do accept students well above the average and also below the average. When you go to apply, please include either a personal statement or some type of resume with your extracurricular activities on it. We want to get to know who you are as a person. So anything that we can't tell from your transcript, please include somewhere on your application. Now, these are the scholarships for the class of 2025 or 26. They range from $20,000 to $30,000 off tuition. So that really does bring down the cost of attendance. Our average financial aid package with FAFSA and the merit scholarship included bring the financial aid award to around $35,000 off tuition. Please come up for a tour. If you have any questions, again, my name's Casey, and we hope to see you on campus. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All righty, next up we have Mississippi State University.
Hey there. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. So my name is Ryan King, and I am Regional Admissions Counselor with Mississippi State University. I'm based in Georgia, and I work with students in the territories of Georgia, specifically the Atlanta metro area, as well as South Carolina. And so a little bit about Mississippi State. I'll scroll down here. So we are a 4-year research institution. We're located in Starkville, Mississippi. I'm going to point that out on the map here. So we are that star. It's North Mississippi, pretty much on the Alabama border. And Mississippi State University is part of the SEC, the Southeastern Conference, as you can see there. And we are also Division I in sports. And so just a little bit about us as a university. I'm going to highlight a few of the things here. We're ranked number 1 in the SEC in social sciences research funding. One of my favorite fun facts about the university is right here, which is that we are a lead university with the Department of Homeland Security in drone research, actually, which I find drones very interesting. So I didn't know as a student that we were the Department of Homeland Security's top research university on this, but we are. We're ranked number 12 in the nation in agricultural sciences research funding. Our College of Business Entrepreneurship Research is ranked number 6 worldwide. And I think that one's very interesting because that's not a national ranking, that's a worldwide ranking. And then we are consistently ranked for several years running now in the top 100 research institutions in the nation. And so research is taken very seriously at Mississippi State University, and we pride ourselves in creating a lot of opportunities for our undergraduate students to be involved in research as well. Size-wise, you'll see here it says 22,000 students. This past year, we actually just topped 23,000, marking 7 or 8 years of continuous growth. So we're very excited about that. We have students from all 50 states and over 80 countries. We have about a 16, I believe this has actually just increased to 17-to-1 student faculty ratio, still a pretty low number. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of quick information about the university. In terms of academics, scroll down here. this is a snapshot just of our majors and concentrations that we offer. There's over 180 majors and concentrations. As a university, our reputation is going to be very much for agriculture and engineering. So you can see our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences here and our College of Engineering down here. Our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences is our largest college, offering the most majors and concentrations, which you can see listed here. But even though our specialties are agriculture and engineering, I always like to tell students that we really have about one of everything. So we get students who are interested in the medical field and law and math and history, really just a little bit of everything. There's a path for what you're interested in with us. In addition to this, you'll see there we also have our own vet school on campus. So next, I'll just speak a little bit about our process and our timeline. So the application opens in August. We have a rolling admissions policy, which means we have no deadline to apply. The application remains open all year, and you can actually apply and be admitted up to the 10th day of class. And really all we need are the application fee and then your 9th through 11th grade transcript. And once you're admitted, then you'll want to start looking at this timeline down here pretty closely. December 1st is a very important date. That's our priority deadline for scholarships. We have one general scholarship application that we have students complete. And ideally, you'd want to have that submitted by December 1st for maximum consideration. February, we host on-campus visits called Academic Insights, where you get to take a deeper look into the academic department of your choosing. Orientation registration goes live on March 1st, and those are hosted over the summer. And then April 1st is our housing priority deadline. You can still apply for each of these things after these dates, but in order to kind of lock in, the housing preference of your choice and be considered for the most scholarship offers that you can be, we always suggest trying to meet these dates. Here we have just a quick breakdown of tuition and scholarships. So for our out-of-state students, we are going to look at a combined total of $35,530. That is for tuition as well as room and board. And then the easiest way to talk about scholarships with Mississippi State is we really have two main categories. We have automatic scholarships, which are awarded with admission, and those are based solely on GPA and test scores. And then the other type is going to be competitive scholarships, which are additional and are applied for. We are test optional for admission. And so if you've not taken the ACT or the SAT, you can still apply and be admitted at any time. However, those are going to be asked for scholarship consideration. And then one thing that I always love to point out as well is for the students who are children of military veterans or military active duty personnel, the out-of-state portion of tuition is actually 100% waived with Mississippi State. That's something we're very proud to offer. And actually Mississippi State is consistently ranked in the top 10 military-friendly institutions in the nation, something that we're also very proud of. And we encourage you to make a campus visit. I know I'm about out of time as well. We encourage you to make a campus visit if you're at all interested. That's really the best way to get to know a university. So there's a little bit of information here about that. Yeah, I will close out there.
Thank you so much. All righty, next up we have the University of Mississippi.
Hey everyone, my name is Allison Sharp and I'm going to share my screen here. Sorry. All right, so my name is Allison Sharp. I'm a regional admissions counselor for the University of Mississippi. My territory is North Carolina and South Carolina, but I live in Pinehurst, North Carolina, so I am in the area. Just to kind of give you a brief overview of Ole Miss, we are the second smallest school in the SEC conference. Our student population is just over 22,000, but a little over 18,000 of that is our undergraduate population. So we have students from all 50 states and 90 different countries. The average class size is about 34, and less than 5% of your classes would be those big lecture hall style classes. We're consistently ranked most beautiful campus and one of America's best college town. We have an 86% retention rate from freshman to sophomore year. So our students are very happy when they get to Ole Miss, they tend to stay. We're located in Oxford, Mississippi, which is about an hour and 10 minutes southeast of Memphis, Tennessee. Oxford is a traditional small town. Estimated population is just about 27,000. So when students come to campus in August to begin classes, the town nearly doubles in size. In 2021, we were named Best College Town by ESPN. So the environment is really special to be a part of. And if you do decide to come visit, which I hope you do, definitely check out the square downtown. Lots of great restaurants and different boutiques as well. To highlight some of our top majors, we have a top 10 accountancy program, a top 100 business school. In our School of Education, it's nationally accredited. We just implemented a system where students can actually teach the avatars before they are in the classroom. And our School of Engineering is also nationally accredited, over 1,500 different engineering courses. But let's say that you can't decide what you would like to major in. In our Office of General Studies, we have a multidisciplinary degree where you can pick 3 minors, and that would become your major. We also have the largest integrated marketing communications major in our School of Journalism and New Media. So if you're interested in marketing with regards to like social media, YouTube, that would be a great major to look into as well. We also have a top 25 pharmacy school with an early entry program. And we also have the only public law school in the state of Mississippi with an accelerated law degree option as well. And we also have the only academic teaching medical hospital in the state of Mississippi as well. So these are some of our special programs that we do offer. So to highlight some, we do have a great honors college. It is competitive, but highly recommend if you're interested in that to go ahead and apply. The classes are a little bit smaller and more discussion based, and you would also complete community service hours as well. Our Center for Manufacturing Excellence is open to any of the majors in engineering, business, or accounting. And through that, we actually had one student intern with Tesla and another student intern with SpaceX through that program. So these are just some of our special programs. So you would apply to the university, and then once you apply, then you would apply separate to these special programs. To highlight some things outside of academics at Ole Miss, so we just built a new recreation center on the south end of campus. It has the only rock climbing wall in the state of Mississippi. We also have 26 different dining opportunities on campus as well. If you come and visit, you will see these little robot cars roaming around campus. And those are just, you would download an app and you could order food from the locations on campus. They would put the food in the little robot car and then bring it to a location near you. It was created during COVID, and we've just kept it around since then. And it's just a really cool thing on campus as well. As a freshman, you can have your car on campus, but we also have a bus system as well. And we also have a health center on campus. So if you were to get sick, you won't have to go off campus. You could just use the health center and see the doctors there as well. Just to highlight our cost of attendance. So for non-residents with room and board and tuition, you're looking at just over $37,000. But those additional costs, those non-billed expenses, we estimate between $43,000 to $44,000 total. But again, 81% of our freshmen do receive some type of financial aid. This year, our non-resident academic merit scholarship started with a 3.0 GPA, 25 ACT, or 1200 SAT, and it would just increase based upon the test score. And again, we are test optional for next year, but highly recommend that you still take the ACT, SAT for scholarship purposes. And these are just to highlight some of the steps to applying. So juniors, the application will open on July 1 on our institutional app and August 1st on the Common app. You will then submit your high school transcript. And then again, I highly recommend those ACT, SAT scores. And then complete that FAFSA, and then you would just complete the special programs and scholarship application after that. And then, of course, we would love for you to come visit. It's a beautiful place, a beautiful campus, and you can schedule a visit with us today through that link. And then here's my contact information. I would love to answer any questions that you have. The QR code will send you to our VIP for admissions. I would love to stay in contact and answer any questions that you have in the future. And thank you again for your time, and hotty toddy.
Thank you so much. All right, at this point, I'd like to welcome everyone back onto the screen so we can hear from you all at least one more time. If we have some time for a couple questions, I'd love to get those in. All right, so my first question here is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And I'm gonna jump back to Full Sail University to kick us off.
Advice I would give to anyone who's going through the search process is try to find something that you're passionate about, that you know that you will work hard towards, because going to school is going to be a task. So just try to figure out something that you can keep referring to, where you have that drive to kind of keep you through the hard times.
Awesome, thank you. DePaul University, what is your advice? I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you. Is anybody else having an issue?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes,
Okay,
thank
gotcha.
you, thank you.
Sorry about that. I was going to say, my biggest advice would just be to say that there's no such thing as a small question. You know, I remember being a senior in high school, and you know, I had my dream school, and it kind of all went downhill when I asked, can I bring my car on campus? And that just kind of created like a ball of like, oh, maybe this isn't the right school for me. So something as little or small as I like to tell my students, ask me all types of questions, whether they're tall, grande, venti, or Trenta size, so we can get you your answers.
Awesome, thank you. And Mount St. Mary's University, what is your advice?
Yeah, I would encourage prospective students to reach out to current students on campus, either when you're up for a tour or if you know somebody that lives on campus, just because those are the students that are actively living this lifestyle every day, and they can give you kind of, I think, the best advice on, you know, the school environment.
Awesome, thank you. Mississippi State University?
I have a lot of advice I would give. I think what I'm going to choose to say is, as much as you're able, try and just be visiting college campuses. I mean, most students at least get 1 or 2 visits under their belt, but I mean, I think every rep here would agree, it is the best way to get to know a university, is to see it for yourself in person, boots on the ground. And it really influences your decision. And so if you limit yourself and, you know, you only get to make it to one university or a couple, you might feel differently towards those options than if you really try to hit as many as you can. Just that way you have that same impression of being there in person for as many of the options that you want to keep open as you can.
Thank you. And the University of Mississippi?
Absolutely. So I think the best advice I could give you is to never hesitate to reach out to one of your college admissions counselors. We are happy to help. We love to help students. And then also know your deadlines. I always recommend to students maybe to create a spreadsheet with each university that you're looking to apply to, along with those deadlines for each. And then don't be afraid to apply. Go ahead and apply to, you know, that dream school that you would like to go to. Nothing is out of the limit. So those are my pieces of advice.
Awesome. Thank you. I think we can get one more question in here. So what is one thing you want students to know about your school specifically? And we'll jump back to Full Sail University.
One thing that I feel like will be great is it is a project-based school. So that's something that you would not need to know, is that it goes fast-paced. It is 2 years. They try to give you about 40 hours of homework, so you get that industry standard. So it's not that hard once you transition. but it is to where it's fast paced.
Awesome. Thank you. DePaul University?
Okay. Everyone can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. I guess two things really quickly. Well, one, I'm a really strong believer that DePaul really lets you live the life that you want to live here in college. I think college is a very transformative time for a lot of people. And we really let you personalize not just your experience and but also your degree. And then two, was the degree part. You know, we really do love to help jumpstart your career. Something I didn't mention is that we are in the top 10% of schools that provide internship opportunities for our students. So we take your career very seriously, and you know, I hope you end up coming to DePaul, and then we can show you that in action.
Thank you. St. Mary's?
Yeah, something that I think is kind of unique to us is that we are #1 in Maryland for employment after college. So 98% of our students are either employed or in grad school 1 year after graduation. So we work very closely with students through our career center and also building that relationship with professors, networking the moment you walk in the university. So we take career and I guess internship preparation very seriously here. Which, yeah, thank you.
Thanks. All right, Mississippi State.
I would say that Mississippi State, we as a university, we really invest in our students. And I think what I mean by that is just from my experience there, like from the time I arrived into the time I graduated, there are just so many different ways that you can tell the university cares about each of their students, and is that looks like opportunities we try to create for students to be involved, opportunities to try and bolster their career and prepare them, but also just like personal development. There was just this overwhelming sense on campus of, wow, this faculty in this university really cares about who I am, and they want me to leave here, you know, obviously educated and ready for my career, but just a better person. And I just can't tell you how many stories I've heard of students who have had such a personal touch from a faculty member on campus, just going above and beyond, and just putting that personal side of investment in them.
Wonderful. Thank you. University of Mississippi.
So I would say because we're the second smallest school in the SEC, you get the best of both worlds. You get that environment around academics and athletics being SEC Division I, but in a small town. So again, that average class size is going to be 34, 16-1. So you're going to get to know your classmates and your professors. And because of that, it really is a family atmosphere.
Wonderful. Thank you. All righty. So with that, I'm going to wrap things up for us here. Let me just pull this up very quickly. So I want to give a huge shout out to our presenters for putting all this information together for us and spending the evening with us. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you to our participants for joining us as well. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We appreciate any feedback you can provide. We do encourage you to check back to the schedule, sign up for more sessions. There are more happening on Thursday, so be aware of that. You will be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other recordings at strivescan.com/Carolinas. And with that, we wrap up. So thank you again and have a great night. Bye-bye.